Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Indie Comics Talk, and happy new comic book day. Tonight, welcoming back to the channel the writer of Worlds Away, also writer of the upcoming 5th issue of Tales from Nottingham, Damien Becton. Welcome in, and happy birthday.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me again, and I appreciate you having me on my birthday. It means the world to me, Jeremy.
I appreciate you spending your birthday with me.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Anytime. Next year we'll do one. The year after that we'll do another one. In a decade,
that'll be the yearly thing, right? Yeah. Gotta come on here, talk comics for your birthday.
We'll make it a thing from now until 2038.
What happens in 2038?
I don't know, man. That's 15 years. We got 15 years to figure it out.
Is that when the world ends?
Please no. I have more comics to write before then.
Yeah. But yeah, we're talking Worlds Away issues 3 and 4. Kickstarter right now got 2 days left.
2 days, a little less than 2 days.
38 hours.
Yep. And I'm excited about it. We're on pace to have the biggest pledge amount. But that's because we got 2 issues in this Kickstarter.
Yeah.
We're a little bit behind on the backers number, but that's fine. But I'm excited. I'm excited to tell the rest of this story. And again, thank you for having me on, my friend.
Yeah, hopefully we get a little last minute push, in those last 38 hours. I know also the people that have saved it and haven't pledged yet, they get that 48-hour warning email.
Yeah, so hopefully
they're checking their emails today, saying, we gotta get on this.
Because I'm crossing my fingers that we can make a little bit more, because we have a couple of very cool stretch goals, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm just thankful that you guys are actually reading. I'm thankful that you guys are actually giving me a shot, or giving us a shot, because it's not just me.
You had a little bit of, you had some growth between 1 and 2 and the number of people hopping on and checking out the series.
There was a slight, and I'm gonna blame it on it was right before, they say there's a dead time in between.
Oh yeah. Got it out there right around the holidays time,
from November to December.
Yeah,
mine was kind of right on the border of that. So I'm gonna blame it on that. There was a slight dip. There were we got a little bit less backers, but we got a lot of new backers as well. There were a lot of people who, when I was typing in stamps.com for their address, they didn't show up. So I had a lot of new backers that I'm thankful for.
And that's, I feel like that's the beauty of Kickstarter, and I think what you're seeing here is you can connect with more people through that platform.
Absolutely. And I'm honestly just doing Worlds Away. I haven't earned $1 yet. I haven't made the money back that I've actually paid, that I used to produce it, to pay Christian, to pay Luana, to pay Devin, to pay Reed. But I'm thankful that people are actually interested in it. I'm thankful that, people, it's cool to see that number of backers, say 200 and whatever, because that means 200 and whatever people just actually took a little bit of time, or actually think this thing that we're making looks pretty cool. If they read it, then cool. If they don't, they believed in it in some way. And I'm just thankful that we can actually put some stuff out there.
Yeah, I think that's every time I talk to someone who's doing something on Kickstarter, it's always, I just want to put this story out there. There's there's a reason I want this story to be made, and if I make a little bit of money, cool. If I make no money, but someone's getting to read the story. It's getting out there into that,
And it's really cool to show off what Christian can do, and Luana can do, and what Reed can do, and just show how effective editor Devin is, because they've all played a huge part in this story.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the I put up here the progression. We got 1, 2, 3 right there,
Mhm.
and then something else on the end there. We'll talk about that later.
I
And then
can't wait. I cannot wait.
and then Tales from Nottingham number 5 on there. So I mean, from the time of you becoming, part of the Mad Cave talent search,
Mhm.
doing a lot of things in the last year here, which is awesome to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I know we talked about it before, but that Mad Cave talent search win, and it wasn't just me. I can't just say I was the sole
Yeah.
winner because I wasn't. Shout out to Dylan, shout out to Anna, shout out to Sabs because they were all the writers with me.
Mhm.
But that really kickstarted everything, and it really said I might be decent at this comic book writing thing. So I decided to just go ahead and do it. Like, if I lose some money, which I planned on doing,
Yeah.
and I did, but I decided to just put some stuff out there, see what will stick. And I think I'm off to a pretty decent start. But I'm just thankful for Mad Cave as well, just to give the opportunity to so many creatives or just dreamers like me. And there you can see that there's some people like David Hazan who's actually who's made that big step now. When he
Yeah.
was a Man Cave Talent Search winner, now he's doing Monument. Now he's doing Death Drop Drag Assassin. And shout out to Jared
Yeah.
Levine, who's won. I think he won. That's crazy because David Hazan and Jared, I think they won in the same year.
That
And
same class.
yeah, the same class. I think it was like 2019. But now Jared is doing the DC Milestone Initiative, and now
Mhm.
Jared is doing. He has a story with Image coming out. He's going to be in an anthology, and they're both great people.
Yeah.
And like
We
I've always reached out to them. They didn't know who I was, but I've reached out to them, and they've always, whatever I needed or whatever questions I had, they always helped me out. But they're
they
good.
yeah. They both seem super nice. I've talked to Jared on here before, and end of April,
Mhm.
David's gonna be on here. We're gonna talk Monomyth, Nottingham, the
No,
Scout. I
he's in Australia too, so you guys might have to
yeah.
figure out the time.
I asked him about that. I was like, hey, like how are we gonna I know you're in a different time zone, that like other side of the world. And he's just like, yeah, whatever time you guys want to do.
Yeah,
And I'm
he's a
like,
good dude. I love David. He's like I said, he reaches out to me sometimes, just just encouraging me.
yeah.
Because I
It was
really
actually
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's funny because we had Mark London on here
I watched.
recently.
I was there. I was watching.
Yeah, yeah. And so we were chatting with him. I was like, man, we really need to get David on here.
Mhm.
David messaged me and was like, hey, I saw your interview with Mark. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
let's set
cool,
something
right?
up. Like,
And he has, I've talked to him a little bit, and he has a lot of stuff going on too. And he's so
yeah,
humble because I tell him, "Look, I'm trying to get like you, David." And he said, "No, you want to aim a little bit higher than I am." But he has Tales from Nottingham, and I think they already told us that he's going to be doing volume 3. Um,
yeah,
and he has Monomyth, and then he has some other stuff coming out. But again, at the same time, it's just cool because what's even better about it is he's a friendly guy. He's a honest to
yeah.
God, good person, and he's willing to help people out.
Well, and I think it also shows that the talent search has really paid off. One for Mad Cave,
Mm-hmm.
and finding people who are talented writers, artists, creators in general, and reinvesting back in them and their stories. And now they got you coming in for Tales from Nottingham. Hopefully, something else later on.
Cross your fingers.
Um,
I'm knocking
but
on that door.
yeah. So I mean that's it's really cool that they've put that together and able to help find new creators to put out there and to, I guess, sort of reinvest in and putting their stories out there.
Yeah, and that's why, like, again, I'm thankful for them. I will, I as long as Mad Cave Studios will exist, I will be repping them until the day that I die, because they were the first ones to put me in previews. I
Yeah.
actually saw it today. I was at my local comic book shop, and I had the big, thick, and I bought it for the first time because my name was in it for the first time, and it was right there on Mad Cave Studios. But shout out to everyone on there, because they are providing a great opportunity for a lot of creative people.
Absolutely. So coming back to Worlds Away here, I know we've talked about what the story's about a little bit. If someone somehow missed our first two interviews and are just catching this one, what's Worlds Away about? Why should they get in on this awesome story?
Gotcha. Worlds Away, in a nutshell, if I were to describe it, it is, now stick with me, everyone. It is God of War meets Radiant Black. It's a story it's a truly a sci-fi fantasy story. I really wanted to kind of show how science fiction and fantasy action stories can clash. But underneath all that is very much an emotional, heartfelt story about a mother and a daughter, who really don't get along, but they're willing to do anything for each other. But further than that, it's an intergalactic soldier. Her name is Serenity, who's been highly trained. She's highly she has a bunch of weapons, kind of like an Iron Man type armor. And her and her daughter end up crash landing on an alien planet. And that alien planet isn't a typical alien planet that you would imagine, but more of a fantastical, a mystical, Elden Ring / Lord of the Rings type alien planet. And the only way to get off of that planet is to brave that world, to search that world for the resources. And while they go on their journey, they meet some foes, they meet some friends, and there's a lot of conflicts along the way that show the reader, the audience, how much they really care about each other, even though they don't really like each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, did I see, I'm trying to remember if I saw it on here or saw it somewhere else, that like I felt like there was like a flashback of like her training, or maybe
I just posted that yesterday. That's on Twitter. So if you it's on an update. I think I put it on one of the updates. But
that
yeah,
might be. I might have actually read my email for once.
But yep, there it is. And shout out to Christian, because I didn't want to share this page because I wanted it, to be, you guys open it up and find and just see how awesome his work is.
Yeah.
But I had to share this because even though it's a simple page, there's so much emotion and it's so dynamic. But yeah, this is a flashback. We kind of get a little bit of backstory about Serenity, about Mackenzie in this story, or in this issue number 3.
Yeah.
Before the brutal brawl comes to fruition.
Yeah, because I mean, there's that question: is like, how did she become so proficient in fighting and battle? And there it is.
Yeah,
the questions are going to be answered here.
Yeah, she's extremely. I wanted to show her as a brutal type person. Her job is she's a soldier. That's what she is. And first and foremost, like I said, her main objective is to keep Serenity safe. And I wanted to show her how dangerous she is, not just with her weapons, but with her fists if she needs to. And hopefully on that page we get that point across.
Yeah. No, I remembered seeing it and I was like scrolling through here. I'm like, where did I see that? Maybe I'm making this up.
I need to post that. I should have posted that on the actual page.
Maybe I was just projecting that I wanted that flashback sequence. I don't know. But yeah, there it was. I actually
Yeah.
read my email or saw the tweet, one
Hey
or the other.
man,
I'm so
it's all
bad at
good. I have like 70 something unread emails in my work email right now, so I understand.
my personal, and mostly I think it's because of Kickstarter, is at like
Mhm.
2,700.
A
I
bunch of updates.
threw my phone on the ground. Um, yeah, a lot of updates, and I'm like, I'll read that later,
Yeah.
and then
Hey
I never
man,
do.
I do not blame you. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of great books out there, a lot of great
Yeah.
indie books. So I mean, it's understandable.
Well, I think, a lot of people are moving to Kickstarter and are trying to put their book on Kickstarter before saying, let's take this to a publisher,
Mhm.
because there's maybe a little bit more uncertainty with indie publishers,
Yeah.
and I guess profit margins on that's not great anyways. If you're
Mhm.
funding the book yourself, it's probably even harder versus Kickstarter, where you then maybe cover the costs or mostly
Yeah.
cover them. And if
And
one day it gets published,
yeah, it's
then
very interesting right now because I don't think we've ever seen as many, indie comics come out as we're seeing right now. And then a lot of times,
yeah,
they'll start off on Kickstarter and then they'll go to Scout. And
yeah,
then they'll go to Image or they'll go to
just
um
today,
yeah. Yep.
Kickstarter to Scout.
Shout out to Travis Gibb.
Yeah,
He has a few books out. He has
yeah,
Coins of Judas with Banderbards, and now he has Granite State Punk. But there's so many creative people and so many talented people out there. Um, I'm waiting on Zoop to, I want to use Zoop because that's
yeah,
just what it is. It's just straight comic books. But right
yeah.
at the moment,
It's
Kickstarter
still
has
growing.
more reach. Has a little
Yeah,
more reach.
Kickstarter has a very established platform
Mhm.
and I guess backer base,
Yeah.
crowdfunding base. So I've seen people like Pat Shan kind of talk about why they would go for Kickstarter over other platforms right
Yeah.
now, but at the same time, he's kind of like, these platforms aren't bad; they're just still growing.
Mhm.
So your reach might not be as great there,
People
but
like Pat Shan, man, it blows. Shout out to Pat Shan because he is truly an inspiration. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you like? I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I remember he was tweeting and he said, every Kickstarter that he's had, his number of backers grow. Charles Stickney too, who used to be with Scout. But
they're great at, I guess, branding
yeah,
and
they're good. They're
uh,
truly, and they have like $10,000+ $15,000+ every time, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
I mean, to be fair,
get
I think he had shared like the Pat had shared like the original, like the first couple things and like how much he made. It was definitely not that much.
yeah, okay,
But he also tends to do volumes. He
Mhm.
first time ever he did a single issue. So it's different, I guess. You have to have a different goal there if you're doing a whole volume.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I've never spoken to him personally, but he seems like a good dude. But
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of his, and like I said, he's an inspiration, man, because he's all about just cut out the middleman and just do it yourself. Like,
yeah. If
I
someone
mean,
picks it up later, great.
yep,
But
and
you've created what you want, and that's, I feel like, what you're doing here with Worlds Away is like you're getting to tell that story that you want to tell.
absolutely, absolutely, and I'm excited about it. It's always. I think we talked about it last time. Worlds Away is very much inspired by the things that I grew up playing, that I grew up
Yeah,
watching. Things like Final Fantasy, games like Vagrant Story, and just all those video games, story cartoons that I've had in my head. A lot of it is based on that or inspired by that, and it's really cool to see actually just people enjoying it.
yeah,
But it's like I said, it's God of War, it's Elden Ring, it's Final Fantasy 7, it's Final Fantasy 9. It's The Last of Us, it's Do a Power Bomb, um, all these things like.
And I would say Christian's artwork has some manga style to it in terms
Mhm.
of, like, the action sequences, especially.
Absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. That was
the
one of the
mon
reasons why I reached out to him because
Yeah.
um, his it's very unique. You know, his lines are very honest to God, this I don't mean this in a negative way, but there's very scratchy,
Yeah.
and it's very unique. But I really dug it. I continue to dig what he's doing, and it's very anime inspired. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I'm still a huge fan of Christian. Like I said, I'm lucky to work with him because he's very friendly guy. Um,
Yeah,
and
no, I enjoy what he's done with the art, and I think having the manga style for the frequent action things that are going on in this
Mhm.
world is great.
Yeah,
I think that style
wait
works very well in a sci-fi fantasy world.
wait until you see issue 3 because at the end of issue 2, we teased
Yeah.
Sengard the Hunter, and we see a little bit right there,
Mhm.
but issue 3 was it was a different one for me because I really wanted to just let um, Christian go crazy. So I wrote about 8 or 9 or 10 pages of script, and then you know the artist. A lot of times they'll come back to me, especially Raphael, who did Nottingham with me.
Mhm.
He came back a lot of times and said, he never really changed what I put on the script, but he came back with ideas. He would say, "Hey, um, wouldn't it? I think it would be a little bit cooler if Robin was standing on top of the building instead of behind in the alley or something like that." Um, and so I kind of from working with Raphael, I kind of figured out that a lot of times the artist has a better grasp or might have a better idea of how this action scene might go about.
Yeah.
Um, so on Worlds Away #3, when I wrote the script, I really only wrote about 8 or 9 pages. And then the last 12, 13, 14 pages, I told, because it's just gonna be a lot of a lot of
Big battle.
big battles, and then I'll fill in the dialogue when we come to it. But what I told Christian was from page whatever to page whatever, I just wanted it to be a huge action scene. Make sure you use splash pages, use double splash pages, and then I gave him a list of things that need to happen. Serenity needs to do this.
Yeah.
Sengard needs to do this. But I really want to just let Christian do what Christian
A while.
does, uh, and he is killing it. He's incredible. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to show you guys what happens in issue 3. And then that's not even the end of it because issue 4 will really be
Yeah.
um, the climax of everything.
Yeah, it sounds like I was gonna ask this, but it sounds like just the way that since you've gotten to work with Christian for a couple issues now, your ability to tell the story has shifted. Like you're saying, "I'll give you this, and this needs to happen." You go wild, and
Mhm.
I'll come back and maybe add a little bit of dialogue here and there.
Yeah.
But sounds like that relationship between the writer and the artist has just kind of shifted a little bit to be
Mhm.
super like, "Hey, I trust you. You know what you're doing.
Absolutely. And
Uh, go at it."
yeah, I mean that's exactly what it was. And as when we started Worlds Away, Christian and I wrote the script, and Christian was um, he wasn't as because it was my story, and it eventually turned into our story.
Yeah.
And then he kind of, as we talked to each other, as we continued to work with each other, he kind of opened up a little bit more and said, "Hey," kind of what Raphael did, and said, "Hey, it'd be a little bit cooler. What do you think about if I do this instead of this?" And it wouldn't be a huge change. It would be something that would just make it look a little bit cooler, or maybe we can change how she does this and to make it a little bit more emotional. And that's why I'm thankful to be able to work with Christian. And
Yeah.
the same thing goes for Luana as well, because she plays around with the colors. She says,
Yeah.
she'll tell me, hey, I might want to, change the color scheme for this scene to make the action more menacing or more sinister. And I was like, hey, go for it. Go for it. And if we need to change something, we'll change it. But I trust you, because that's what they do. That's what they've
Yeah.
trained. That's what they
Colors can shift the entire mood of something, like
mhm.
100%. Make it playful or just completely sinister.
No, absolutely. And
Yeah.
again, they're all so talented. And I say this every time, but I mean it every time. I'm thankful that they've agreed to work with me, because they're really talented people.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a great team here working with you. For those that are watching and want to know, what they get, how to pledge. I've dropped the Kickstarter link. I've also got the link in the description if you're watching this later. But I do see that, want to catch up on everything digitally for $20. That's awesome. Great price point for everyone to jump on in. Or I think there was a catch up physical too, right?
Yeah, there's the physical. I forgot exactly how much that was.
There it is, $35.
And it comes with there's a deluxe one where you can get some other stuff as well.
Yep, 40.
But I'm just these again. There are a few backers who did the Worlds Away, the catch up one,
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing that number go up to say, hey, this looks so good that I want to get every single one so far. It's just that stuff like that means the world to me. So.
And it looks like there's maybe a couple of those people that fell off on issue 2 or missed it, hopped on for the 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
8 people on there.
There was
I've
actually
actually never. I feel like I never see anyone do that. Like, in case you got the first one, but you missed the second one. Here's this tier.
that reward wasn't initially there when I launched the campaign. One of the backers from my first campaign actually messaged me and said, hey, I don't want to get 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can you make a reward where it's just 2, 3, and 4? Because they didn't want to quite add the extra issue,
Yeah.
Plus shipping and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, absolutely. I did not think of that. Let me do that now. And so I did that real quick. And yeah, that's actually I'm glad they did, because anytime someone reaches out to me, I want to help any way I can.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if ever anyone wants, cool shirts, there's a tier for that. I was like, you know what, I gotta get the third shirt too. So I went for the shirt tier. I know you've got the movie poster. I can't talk. Movie poster tier there. I was like, I don't have wall space.
Yeah, and the movie poster came about because Kenneth Laster, who's doing Try Not to Die with me, I just loved his so much that I said, this looks like it could be at a movie theater. And so what we did was we finagled it into what looks like a movie poster. And so there's a huge poster, a normal 24 by 36 poster, or the mini print of the poster as well.
Yeah. No, that looks awesome. I mean, honestly, the Try Not to Die looks very much like a movie poster itself.
Yeah, I can't wait for Try Not to Die. And that's all the deluxe rewards. If you guys are listening, all the deluxe rewards will have a preview of Try Not to Die, which is my next comic that's coming out, or next creator owned comic. It'll be a horror comic, and I'm working with the hyper talented Kenneth Laster, and that cover, I absolutely love that cover. He's very talented, and I'm extremely excited about that story.
Did he do the the title too?
Actually, No, another creator, I apologize, I forgot his name, but he was a fellow Mad Cave winner this past year. He was the
Okay,
winning letterer this last
nice.
year, but he made the logo, but it fits so well
Yeah,
with it, and I'm like, that is
that
perfect.
the
Uh,
outline on it.
we were going with the 1980s VHS kind of vibe,
Yeah, nailed it.
and yeah, but I mean, words can't express how excited I am, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to bundle issues 3 and 4 of Worlds Away together, because I
You're like, I'm
wanted
ready for the
to.
next one.
I'm trying to, because they're really, I'm really writing them both at the same time, and I
Yeah.
don't want to. I didn't want to kind of wait on on Try Not to Die, so
Hmm.
it's really going to come kind of back to back for both of them. But yeah,
In so this one will be coming later this year to Kickstarter.
Try Not to Die.
Yeah,
Try Not to Die will be coming
or
very,
to
very, very soon to
direct
Kickstarter,
or okay,
and
nice.
that'll be a collaboration between me and Kenneth Laster, the artist. Again, that'll be sooner, probably a little bit sooner than you think, and we'll talk a little bit more about it
Yeah,
very soon. But it's a
I'm
horror
excited.
comic, and there's a reason it looks like kind of a VHS type thing. It's a very unique, I believe it's a very unique concept. But just like Worlds Away, hopefully it has some heart in there. Hopefully it has some believable characters in there. And yeah, like I said, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah,
I tweeted it and I said I might be setting myself up for heartbreak. But I think Try Not to Die might change my comic book writing career.
hey, that's you got to put that out there into the world, you know.
Hey man, you got to believe, right?
So I'm like, I started writing something. I was like, you know what? If I don't tweet about it, I'm just gonna put it to the side and
Mhm.
not come back to this. So
I'm excited about yours, man.
I put it on myself. I'm like, if I tweet it, that's it. Now I'm doing it. I got to do
Yep.
it, and it's been good that I've done that.
I'm
Had some
excited
people.
because I remember you put the title and then you put artist question mark question mark question mark, colorist question mark, and I'm just excited to see who you reach out to, or who hops on board,
I
um,
I
because
had
you read a lot of comics, so I know you have an eye for exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you want to do with that story.
I had a couple in mind, and one of them actually reached out to me, and I actually had two people reach out. So I'm figuring out. I'm working with an editor now.
Hmm.
Well, coming up, he's got some stuff going on this week, so probably starting next week we're gonna get into it, and I'm excited to like see the, be working on this side of things. What you've been doing and doing so well over the last like year or so.
Hmm.
Well, probably longer than that, building up to putting out the first issue. But um, yeah, it's exciting. I'm like I keep.
I'll tell you what, I will be there, Jeremy, whenever it gets there.
I
But I know
appreciate
you'll
that.
do well because you read so many comics. You have an eye for it. You'll know exactly what you want to do, and you'll know exactly, like I said, you know what comic books are. You know what
Yeah,
they're made of. You know how they should look. You'll know if something's off or if something isn't working.
yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm very excited for you.
Thanks. Coming back to you because it's about you. Uh,
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
no, it's good to talk about it too because like you said, it's the process of things. How a comic gets made. It's so cool to see that. Brew Breakers Muse, what's up?
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm 32 today. I turned 32. Doesn't feel like it. Still feels like I'm 17 years old because I have no idea what I'm doing in my life.
I feel that. I feel that. I'm turning 31 this year, and
what are you, class of 2010 then?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
2009, right there.
2009. Yep.
Yeah,
Grew up
nice.
with Rugrats and Hey Arnold and
Yeah,
Keenan and
yeah.
Kel.
Actually, oh, geez, I like 2 weeks from my birthday.
You're not an Aries, right?
Yeah,
You are an Aries?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're
I,
both Aries. All right,
I get
cool.
that tail end there. Yeah.
Hey, man.
uh, I feel like that's a trap.
No, don't do it. Don't answer it.
uh, but yeah, the exciting first direct market release for you in Tales from Nottingham
Mhm.
#5. I've read both volumes of Nottingham. I love it. Love David's writing with what he's created there. And where does issue #5? I know each of these are kind of different parts
Mhm.
of the world and different stories. Where does issue 5 fit into everything that's going on?
Issue 5 of Tales from Nottingham is actually a prequel. It happens before Nottingham #1, and it is. And I feel so lucky that I was given this prompt. And all they did when they gave us the prompt, or when they gave me the prompt, because I'm not sure how it worked with everyone else. All they did was give us a paragraph about this is what it is. Um, this is what's going to happen. You fill in the blanks of what it is. Um, but I was lucky enough to get Robin. I got Robin of Locksley,
Nice.
and the story that I was able to write was um, the birth of the Merry Men. And if you haven't read Nottingham, it's a gritty, gruesome, dark version of Robin Hood. And I was able to tell the story of Robin coming home from the Holy Land. Um, and he learns something that pisses him off so bad that he builds, or he establishes, and he fosters the Merry Men. And from issue 1 of the Merry Men, for issue 1 of Nottingham #1, you see how brutal they are. They kill people.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
they're killing the tax collectors, and we kind of see how that starts in this. And again, like I said, it was really great experience working with David and Mad Cave and Brian, who was the editor on this. Brian Hawkins, shout out to Brian Hawkins. But
yeah.
it was really cool to be able to specifically Robin Hood, or of Locksley. It was really, 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 really cool.
Just like I just keep staring at this cover because it's so bloody, and
Mhm.
that fits Robin, or at least what we've seen of Robin. So
Yeah, he is a
seeing,
twisted, and that's what. Because initially, I think this was supposed to be. It will be collected in a trade,
mhm.
but initially, I believe Tales from Nottingham was supposed to be, just the trade. But
Okay,
somewhere in the process, where they said, "Hey, look, we're actually going to release this in with single issues." So they came back to us and said, "Hey, Raphael, Damien, you guys are going to get your own issue. So you're going to have to go
oh yeah,
make a cover." And I
yeah,
said, and I pitched a couple covers to Raphael,
yeah,
and he said, "I'm going to do my own thing. What do you think about this?" And he gave us 3 options, and this was the clear winner.
yeah.
Um,
It's awesome. It
and
was we were talking to Mark, and I was reading some of his stuff beforehand, and he had the Battle Cats, and he did, volume 1, volume 2, and then he did Tales, I forget the
Tales
exact
of
one, but
Aldaria, I think.
yeah, Tales from Valderia, and
Yeah,
then they did volume 3, and I was like, I see a pattern here.
yeah, that's what the
Nottingham, volume 1, volume 2, Tales from Nottingham, and
and then yeah,
then volume 3 coming next.
yeah, and they're so good, man. Like they, they've been in the game for almost a decade now. So
Yeah.
they got, they know they're learning, and they're still learning, but they already know what works, and they're a well-oiled machine right now. Because they're getting bigger names. They got Cullen Bunn writing for them now, and they have a few more people who, Kurt Pyers,
Mhm.
who's doing You've Been Canceled. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
That does look awesome, but they know what they're doing.
Their releases today.
Yep. Hope Dennis Hopeless is there.
Hopeless, Stefano Cardicelli.
And
Great stuff from that.
they're great. They're a very, very good publisher. They're a great publisher.
And Mark's own book there, Hunt Kill Repeat.
They're killing it, man. That's why I feel so lucky to have a release with them, like in the middle of their, I wouldn't say a renaissance, but in the middle of their explosion. That's what they're doing right now. They're like, I feel lucky to have a book in the middle of Tales from Nottingham, in the middle of Don't Spit in the Wind.
Yeah, I mean, and like they're also doing it in a good way of not like over expanding, and putting out too much that they can't adequately promote, and so like your book's getting the time that it needs to be seen out there.
Yeah, and like I said, like you said, there's only like maybe they're putting out maybe two books in a week, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 books in a month. But all of them, they look different, they read different. But they're all they all look great. They know what they're doing. Dahlia in the Dark is great.
Yeah.
Don't Spit in the Wind looks great. I haven't read it yet.
Different pile, but that Dahlia in the Dark #4 came out today too.
Oh, I missed it. I got to go back and get it. I know I got Don't Spit in the Wind, but I got to go back to.
Where is it?
I knew my pull list was a little bit light today, so I have to go back.
Yeah, so this was like the biggest Mad Cave week I've seen ever.
Yeah, but they like I said, they know what they're doing. They've been in the game for a while now, and but I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky that I have a book with them. Hopefully, calling some shops.
Yeah.
So hey, y'all pick this up. Y'all make this sell out so Mad Cave will hire me again.
Yeah. I mean, the key, pre-order now, right? Even if you're not reading the rest of Tales from Nottingham, which you should, because it's amazing. But
Tales from Nottingham they're all pretty much one shots. They're just individual stories that will be collected in a trade.
Yeah. I think like the first issue that David and Sean Connery Volk? Shane Connery Volk. Shane. The first issue that they did I think it ties into volume 3, or some issue ties into volume 3. But otherwise, like, yours, this prequel, I forget what last week was. Their last issue.
That was the sheriff, and I forgot his name. They were searching for the murderer. It was like the mystery one.
Yeah.
And that, I think that issue will tie directly into volume 3.
That's the one. Yeah.
But shout out to David, because he's coordinating all this with Brian and everything. But they're so good at what they do. I can't help but be amazed.
So what was it like? I guess from the writing side, going into writing somebody else's property versus right now you've creating your own things. It's whatever you want to do. But were there certain limits on, besides the prompt on, hey, don't do that, Robin want to do that?
Yeah, in this case, I think they gave us the Nottingham to read beforehand. All right, do your homework, and then this is going to be your prompt. But from the get-go, I kind of figured out that Robin is this almost psychotic. He's like obsessed with England, obsessed with the Holy Land. He's obsessed with Christianity, you know, everyone should be this way.
Yeah.
And he was kind of twisted in that way. So I kind of pictured him as this this twisted person. You know, he will
Yeah.
do what he needs to do for England. You know, and I personally, you know, I can't really connect with that. So I had to find a different way to connect with Robin.
Yeah.
So I thought about myself like, hey, what would I do for if there was a twisted version of me? What would I do for this thing that I love? But in to answer your question, there were some things that Robin. I think I hit Robin's persona. I think I hit Robin's um, his motivations well. There was a little hiccup where we added some characters to the Merry Men, and David said, hold on a second. You can't use this. You can't use this Merry Man because he'll show up in sometime in the future." So, and those characters that we used in there were really, it was just them in name only.
Yeah.
But so we can really we kept the character models. We just didn't name them a certain thing. So it was kind of, you know, they were definitely looking out for uh, just making sure everything was aligned with stories going forward. They were making sure things were aligned with the things that have already been out because we didn't want to, you know, mess up the continuity or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was, other than that, I think we did pretty well with our story.
So, like you said, you know, he's not a character that's easy to connect with. So, is it harder? Did you feel like to dive into the story without that personal connection? Like we've talked about with Worlds Away, you had a lot more of a personal connection with
Mm-hmm.
the child and the
Mm-hmm.
mother's relationship there.
Yeah.
Um, was it harder to get like into that mind and like what would he do here if he's kind of twisted up about that?
Um, a little bit. But one of the things that I've done, even before the Mad Cave, I took I purchased and I took a Mark Wade comic book writing class.
Okay.
And I forgot how much it was, but there were a few of us in there. And this was probably 2019, 2020 when I did it. And, you know, Mark Wade is, you know, he's a master at what he does. But one of the things that I remembered he said in that online class, and it was just one session, he says, you won't be able to connect with Batman. You won't be able to connect with Iron Man. You won't be able to connect with Black Panther, really, because, you know, you're not a billionaire. You can't lift the car up over your head, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But what you can do is find one piece of that person, of that character that you can attach yourself with. And then you'll use that as the engine to figure out what this character wants.
Okay.
So what I decided to do with Robin, because, you know, I don't love England. You know, I wouldn't kill anybody for my religion. I wouldn't kill anybody for whatever. So I had to put my mind. I had to change it up a little bit and think about what's something that I would care for, or what's something that I do care for that I might do these things for, and what's something that or something or someone that I love so much that, you know, I would take that extra step with. And of course I wouldn't,
Right.
but Robin would. So I had to think about it that way.
That's as close as you could get without, you know.
Without actually
Yeah.
murdering dozens of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, shout out
Just
to
his
Mark Wade.
minor deaths and things that he does that, you
If you're
know.
a minor character, if you're just, you know, cannon fodder, don't worry about it. They're fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so that's in the previous catalog right now and coming out. Looks
June
like
28th. I've got
currently
it. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my back. June 28th, 2023. Tales from Nottingham.
I would wait until until that happens because you know Diamond and
Oh
how
yeah.
how things shift. Maybe it'll be like July. What would that be? July 4th? I don't know.
Yeah.
5th?
Something, there might be
I don't
some
know.
mess.
They always like to shift things like last
Yeah,
second.
you're absolutely right. I'll wait.
Wait till that release date happens and then get that tattoo. I mean, don't get that on you though. That face.
Yeah.
Oof.
Hey, that would be pretty gnarly though. That would be
It'd
pretty
be gnarly. People might have some questions for you. Oh man. Let me do that. Technical things.
No, you're fine.
I'll put it back over on this. There we go. So in case anybody missed earlier, we started talking about Worlds Away, which first 2 issues, awesome. I did put a review out there on the website.
Yes, and I appreciate that, my friend.
So if you haven't gotten to check that out, somewhere there's a website link down below. Check it out. I love it. I love the action. I love sci-fi. I love fantasy. So I love, that combo we got going on here.
Fantastic. It's yeah. It means, like I said, I know you read a lot of comics, so you know what you're talking about. So you just giving a decent review for Worlds Away, it means the world to me, man. It means the world to me.
Yeah, I was hoping it. If someone comes across it, brings them over to the Kickstarter, even one more person. But yeah, I mean, your team here, Christian, Luana, Reed, fantastic creative team with you there.
They're all good people. Can't say enough about
and Devin, the editor, who also a writer out there.
He has a lot. He's working on a lot too. Shout out to Devin. Good dude.
Yeah. Good dude. I would say I think he did Magni the Mighty.
Magni the Mighty, yeah. And that's gonna come out with Band of Bards.
Yeah. Well. I backed the Kickstarter on that one for his
and book. He had a huge goal. On there. They knocked it out. They got it done.
I remember I was like halfway through. I was at Baltimore Comic-Con, and Meg from Band of Bards was there, and she was like, "Come on, everyone, back this!" Like halfway to goal. We were halfway through the campaign. Let's do it. And then I was looking at it, and I was like, "It's getting close." I'm like, "Come on, make it happen!" And boom.
Yep, right at the end.
It was that end boost. It just boom.
That's what I'm hoping for.
If you're listening, so we need that. We need that over here. We're at goal, which is awesome.
We're funded, but I want to hit some of the stretch goals. So hopefully we'll make some of that up. But even if you just click on the link, you guys, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Do you have those posted? The stretch goals?
Yeah, they're at the bottom. Stretch goal number 1 is an extended preview. Will be in all the editions of Worlds Away number 3. And then we have a cool design. I don't want to show the design yet for the holofoil stickers. And then I believe it's the wristbands. So I'm trying to get my merch, my swag, my Worlds Away swag up.
Yeah. I mean, you got the shirts down.
Yeah. That looks good, man. That looks good on you. Appreciate you.
It feels good. You pick good quality shirts. Like,
they're
always go for
very
a nice
comfy
shirt. Yeah,
very comfy.
And there's another one on this campaign. Right there.
Yep, that's it.
Is that like it's got the like retro faded look on it?
Yeah. I wanted to wear it. It's dirty right now because I did an interview with Cody, keeping it geekly, and the kits were stinky. So it's in the laundry.
I'll just message Cody later and be like, "Come on, man! You made him sweat so much that he couldn't wear it for my interview."
He's intimidating. Shout out to Cody. He's a good dude. He's a great dude. I love him.
I had him join me for an interview recently. Fantastic. He's
that's like when you guys get together. That'll be like, you ever seen that GIF of the Power Ranger, the Ninja Turtles there? It's like you guys coming together. Let's a super crossover.
We need to get like him, me,
Blake,
and then like the comic book Yeti guys. Together.
That'll be like the Avengers all come together.
And it's like get all the interviewers in a room together, and we have like a group chat Discord thing together. We like chat here and there.
Oh yeah, that's
Us,
good.
Two Geeks Talking's in there.
There's Comic Book Squares. There's a few people.
Comic Book Squares just joined recently. Yeah.
Oh
We're,
yeah, I need
we're
to
always
get on
trying to
that.
get all the people in there that so we can share each other's links out there, help promote each other's interviews
Oh, that's good. Good
and
for
all.
y'all.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that would be like you said, great crossover. we'll all get together and bring one guest on and just
just take turns asking just loaded questions.
Yeah, we'll make the guest interview us.
that would be insane.
I love the new sticker design here too. I've got the sticker and magnet from the first one. I got the magnet up on my fridge somewhere, and
this one that turned out like bigger than I imagined. I was like, why is this so expensive? And then when it got shipped, I said, oh, that's why, because it takes up half my laptop.
Yeah, got to make sure people know what it's about.
Yeah, it worked out well. I love how it turned out.
Well, I'm hoping we hit those stretch goals where I think it's pretty close to the first one. Yeah.
No, we actually got the first one. So Try Not to Die is happening. Yeah. It is happening. If we don't get to the next one, that's fine. Like I said, 204 people believed in us this time, and
we need those hollow files, man. Come on, we can do that.
Cross your fingers for me, Jeremy.
Let's get those hollow files. Look at those wristbands. Somebody drop some money on this. But yeah, no, I mean, I think also, backer numbers. That's even with the way things Kickstarters recently have gone. There's been some big ones that didn't fund that I really thought were going to fund because talented people. The anthology Band of Bards did recently, Amongst the Stars, which you were part of that one.
Part of that, yep. I think they have something planned, so I don't think we've seen the end of Amongst the Stars.
I don't think so. They're not done. But that was when I was like, this is surprising that it's not funded. So it's great to see one. I mean, maintaining over 200 backers, hitting the funding goal.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get these last two out here. Last two for now.
For now,
because there's still a lot of story to tell with these characters. If
Volume 2,
if they make it out alive.
Bum bum bum.
But yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Any plans to do like a trade or hardcover or anything?
I want to. So after we do Try Not to Die and Remember with Teen Black Cotton, I want it because everything's already drawn now. So the goal won't be as high as it is, but I would like to collect them, get a new cover for Worlds Away Volume 1, and then put that out into the world, and then let that kickstart the next volume.
Yeah, use one to fund the next.
That's the plan. Cross your fingers for us, man.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, later this year, also got more stuff to talk about. We got Try Not to Die. We've got some tie-in with the Black Cotton comics from Patrick and Brian.
And then I gotta I don't know. I don't think it's coming out this year. Hopefully next year. It might come out this year, but I have another direct market series. I actually got a series. I'm writing issue 4 for it right now. It'll be a 5-issue series. But I'm really excited about that too. I'm really excited to show what I can do with 5 issues. And yeah, hopefully we'll hear more about that soon because I did get some concept art from it a while ago.
Okay.
And yeah, we're moving. Hopefully I'll be a bigger name in the next few years. But shout out to everyone who's believed in me, who has given me opportunity. Yeah. They're all. good people that I've been lucky enough to work with.
Yeah, I feel like you've got Brian Hawkins in your corner.
Shout
Which
out
is
to
good.
Brian Hawkins.
Yeah,
He was literally the first one to back Worlds Away, this first Kickstarter.
nice.
Um, and he messaged me today. He told me happy birthday. Um,
He's good people.
he's a good dude. Shout out to Brian Hawkins. Haven't met him in person, but I can genuinely say I love this dude because he's been looking out for me for the past
Yeah,
year.
no, that's awesome. Um, we're hitting around the hour. I don't want to keep you from further birthday celebrations or sleep, one or the other.
Yeah, I'm going to Club BED, Jeremy. Club BED.
I did have to think about that for a little bit longer than I want to admit, but
Yeah.
like it's too late to spell things, man.
Hey man.
Where can people follow along with what work you're putting out? See what you got going on.
Yeah. So if you are interested in Worlds Away numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can go to worldsawaycomic.com and that'll take you directly to the Kickstarter. Again, that's worldsawaycomic.com. We do have about 38, 39-ish hours left. We are funded, but it would be great to hit some stretch goals. If you are looking, want to know what we have in store after that, like Try Not to Die and original graphic novel called Remember that we'll be sharing a little bit in the future, you can sign up to my Substack. It's absolutely free. And I give some advice on there. If you're a writer, I talk about what I'm reading sometimes in my pull list. But I do share a lot of behind the scenes work, concept art on my Substack. It is worldsaway.substack.com. And that's absolutely free. Again, that's worldsaway.substack.com. And you'll get some sneak previews in there.
Yeah, that's the other place I've probably seen the images. I'm like,
Yeah,
where did they see this?
I try to post those.
Yeah.
Like some stuff, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I actually give it out.
Yeah.
Eric, if you are, shout out to Eric. Thank you for reaching out, Eric. If you are a fan of digital, then you can get the issues 1, 2, 3, and 4 for I think $20, $19.
19 for all 4 digital.
But if you're more of a physical, I always I love my physical copies. Then I definitely wouldn't hesitate to get a physical copy. But if you just want the books, there are just some books there. If you want some extra goodies, like signed prints and stickers and things like that, there are also. But I'm always, if all else fails, go for the basic digital. And whatever you choose, Eric, I promise you I appreciate you.
Every little bit helps. If you're like, do I even want to read this? Not sure yet. There's always the option where you can throw in a couple bucks. That always helps.
Yeah,
But
I do that often too.
yeah, the digital, I honestly, I mean, it's a pretty cheap digital catch up, pretty cheap physical catch up, because I've seen comics where it's one book's $25. You get 4 books for $35.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
it's yeah, and it's just it's true, but there's some talented people that I just have to make sure get compensated.
yeah.
And they're all good people though. So, but anything, even if, like I said, Eric, even if you just click on it, I just checking us out. You've done more than enough. I truly appreciate you. And thank you. I'm 32, Eric. I appreciate your help and I appreciate the
love. Well, time for Club BED.
Club BED.
Thanks, Eric, for checking it out and going to back it. Brewbreakers Muse, appreciate you hanging out tonight as well. Everyone else who's silently watching, we appreciate you. Anyone catching this later, everyone else, go enjoy Club BED as well.
Yeah. Thanks for clicking on the link.
And yeah, go check out Worlds Away 1 through 4. Click that link. check it out, back it if you're feeling like it. We hope
and
you do.
Pre-order Tales from Nottingham #5, so Mad Cave Studios would hire me again.
Yeah, in the catalog right now. Your shop has it. Tell them. All right. Have a nice night, everybody.